Hi friends, welcome back to Teaching in Room 9, our region's largest classroom. My name is Julia and I'm one of the second grade teachers at the Soulard School. But here for Teaching in Room 9, all of my lessons focus on math for second graders, but everyone's always encouraged to join. Welcome back, friends. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join me. Hope you're having a really great start to your day and your week. I'm just really glad that we can be here together. All right, so we're gonna start with our mindful minute exercise. We always start our lessons with our mindful minute activities. So that way we're able to push out any of those thoughts or feelings that you might have been having throughout your day. Take a moment to slow down, be present, be aware of your five senses. And then that way you're able to recenter your body and your mind. And I know that afterwards you'll be ready and focused and ready to learn. All right, so we're gonna do, today our activity is called dragon breathing. So very similar to the lion's breath that we did yesterday. So I'm gonna ask my friends to go ahead and start in a tabletop position on all fours on your hands and knees. Oh, I can see my dragons getting ready and getting into place. All right, friends. So now, just like we did yesterday, you're going to take a deep breath in through your nose. And then you're going to open your mouth so wide, stick out your tongue, and you're going to let out the biggest breath, like you are just breathing fire, a dragon breathing fire all over. All right, are you ready, friends? Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth so wide, just like a dragon, and stick out your tongue. Now you're gonna let out a mighty breath. Ready? Nice job. You can imagine that you're just breathing fire just like a real dragon would. All right, let's go ahead and do it again, friends. So again, we're in our tabletop position, our hands and our knees. Take a deep breath in through your nose, open wide and stick out your tongue, and then let out a mighty breath like you are breathing fire. Ready? Breathe in. Open wide, stick out your tongue, and breathe out. Nice job, my mighty, mighty dragons. You did amazing. Whenever you're ready, you may go ahead and come back up to a sitting position or get nice and comfortable and cozy. So we're ready to get going here today. You did awesome, my little dragons. Hopefully you didn't burn too much in your house. All right, so our learning objectives this week are I can solve addition and subtraction problems within 1,000. We've been focusing on addition and subtraction, 2 digits, 3 digits, using lots of different strategies to solve. So that's what we're going to be focusing on this week. And the addition and subtraction will be without regrouping to prepare our brain for regrouping next week. Also, I can understand numbers using number names, base 10 blocks, and expanded forms. So those are some of the different strategies that we're using to solve. It helps us to get a deeper understanding of how we break apart and put together our numbers, and then you can figure out what works best for your brain. All right, so you can see in my chart here, it says addition without regrouping. And you can see in the center, here's our addition equation, 52 plus 45. We're going through a different strategy each day. Yesterday, we focused right here on our base 10 blocks. So we used our base 10 blocks manipulatives and drew it out to give a visual representation of both of our numbers. Then we added together our 10s and our 1s to give us our total or our sum. Today, we are going to draw it out still because I like to really have that visual representation, but we're going to focus on expanded form. Expanded form, again, is when you expand it out or stretch out your numbers to show the value in each place. So for this one here, 52 and 45, we took 52 and broke it down into 10s and 1s. And 52 has 5 10s, so it is worth 50. Then expanded form always has that plus sign to show that when we add the value of our 10s and the value of our ones together gets that number, that 2-digit number that we're working with. So 50 plus 2, and then 45. They broke down into 10s and 1s. 45 has 4 10s, or a value of 40. Again, we have the plus, adding your 10s and your 1s together to show that these two values will give you that total, that number of the number that we're working with here. So 40 plus 5. So you can see lined up 50 and 40 is 90, 5 and 2 is 7, giving us a total of 97. All right, so that's the strategy we're gonna work on here today. So I'm gonna get this guy out of the way, and we'll come back to this tomorrow, and we're gonna go ahead and practice this exact strategy here together. All right, so you went on a drive with your family. So you were looking around your community and within your state and region to look at all of the beautiful fall leaves. This is like my very favorite thing about fall. I love when the leaves turn those beautiful colors, golden yellow, orange, and that really beautiful deep red as well. So you wanted to kind of see how many trees you were seeing that were of certain colors. So you noticed and took a tally of 23 beautiful red, that deep red trees. I'd also like my friends to do this along with me at home. So if you don't have a piece of paper or pencil, will you grab something to write with? And I'm gonna ask that you write out the number 23. So this is our 23 red trees that you counted. Right, hopefully my friends have grabbed something to write with, and you're going to write the number 23. All right, so you had made those tallies when you were on that drive observing all those beautiful fall colors, and 23 of those trees were beautiful red trees. So let's go ahead and break it down into, again, 10s and 1s. How many 10s are in 23? You got it, friends. There are 2 10s in 23. And we know that in each 10, there is, in one 10's rod, there is 10 1s. Okay, until we have enough of these little ones all on their own. Once we get 10, then that's when they zoop, transform into a 10's rod. So 2 10s in 23. So let's go ahead and draw out our base 10 blocks just like we did yesterday. And you're gonna draw a straight line down for our 10's rods. One 10 is 10, another 10 is 20. And then I cannot forget about my 1s. How many 1s do I have in 23? You're getting really good at this, friends. There's 3 1s in 23. You're absolutely right. 1, 2, 3. Now again, in expanded form, we can see our 10s and our 1s are drawn out with our visual model of the base 10 blocks. So now let's go ahead and write it out just like it is in expanded form. So 2 10s is 10, 20. So underneath your drawing of your 10s, will you write the number 20? All right, now I can't forget those 1s. How many 1s do I have? Yep, 3 1s. Am I all done? Looks like I'm forgetting something. What do you think I'm forgetting? Because this now looks like 203. And I know that's not right, right? Because it's 23 up here. So what do I need to add? Oh, thank you. I heard a friend say I need to add that plus sign. It's not 203, it's 20 plus 3. We add our 10s and our 1s together, give us that number 23. Nice job. All right, now you also counted so many beautiful golden yellow trees. You counted 54 beautiful yellow trees. Can you write the number 54? You can put a plus 54. All right, nice job. Hopefully yours is starting to look just like mine. Okay, so as always, we're gonna break down 54 into tens and ones. How many tens are in 54? You are getting so good at this. If you said 5 tens, you're absolutely right. If not, no worries. Let's say it here together. Ready? Say it with me. 54 has 5 tens. Nice job. And we know, again, in every tens rod, there is 10 ones. So let's go ahead and draw our straight line down for our tens rods for 54. So 1 10 is 10, 2 is 20, 3 is 30, 4 is 40, 5 is 50. Nice job. So we know that 5 tens is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's a value of 50. All right. I cannot forget those ones. How many ones do I have in 54? Let me hear it. Nice. 4 ones. Go ahead and draw them out. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nice job. So I'm going to write the 4 down here as well. All done, right? Am I forgetting something again? You got it. I need that plus sign because then this looks like 504. That's a way different number than 54. Okay, so we add that plus sign to show that when we add our tens for 50, our ones for 4, and we add them together, we get that sum of 54. All right, now, because we're focusing on expanded form today, I'm going to line up our expanded form models so it's easier for my brain to make sense of the information. All right, so I'm gonna write 50 plus 4 and erase this other side here so that we can see it stacked on top of each other so it makes more sense. And we're going to start with our ones. What's 4 plus 3? If you said 7, you nailed it. We can also see our ones here. So let's go ahead and count. I'm going to erase as we count our ones together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So maybe you needed to count our ones, or maybe you knew your fact fluency and you knew 4 plus 3 is 7. Let's go ahead and write 7 right here. All right, now it's time for us to add our tens. Our 20 from 23 and our 50 from 54. What is 50 plus 20? Nice. My friends are getting really good at this, skip counting and skip counting by tens. But if you didn't get it, let's go ahead and do it here together. I'm going to erase as we count. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So our answer is 70. You can bring that plus sign right down, right? Because we solved it in expanded form. Now we've got that stretched out version of our number, our tens and our ones, and the value is 70 plus 7. Now, how do I take it from that expanded version and break it down into a standard number? What would it be? If you said 77, you are absolutely correct. So you saw 23 beautiful deep red trees. You saw 54 golden yellow trees, a total of 77 trees. That is amazing. You must have seen so many beautiful fall trees. All right, erase, erase, friends. We're going to do it again. In true fact family form, we're going to start with our 54 this time. So we're just like we normally do with our 2 addition equations in a fact family, we are able to switch the atoms and we should get the same answer, right? So we're going to start with those 54 golden trees this time. Can you write 54 on your page at home? Awesome. Will you hold it up so I can see it? Looks so good. You guys are great at writing your numbers. All right, 54. We break it down into tens and ones. How many tens are in 54? You are getting really good at this, friends. In case you didn't get it, let's say it here together. Ready? Repeat after me. 54 has 5 tens. Nice. All right, so we know 5 tens in 54. So let's go ahead and draw out those 10 rods. And again, our tens have 10 ones in each. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now I need to add in those ones. How many ones do I have in 54? Yep, 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I can see my friends working hard to write them at home. And now since we are focusing on our expanded form, let's go ahead and write out these values. We can see it drawn out, so we see that model, but let's go ahead and write out our values in expanded form. 5 tens is 50, 4 ones is 4, and then I need to add, what do I need to add? Show me in your hands. Our plus sign, you're absolutely right. So now it doesn't look like 504, 50 plus 4 gives us our number of 54. All right, now let's add in those beautiful red trees. All right, and again, our red trees were 23. So go ahead and write the number, 23. Nice job. All right, so now it's time to break it apart into tens and ones. How many tens are in 23? Yep, you're right. If you said 2, you nailed it. Ready? Repeat after me. 23 has 2 tens. Nice job. Go ahead and draw your straight line down for 2 tens rods. 10, 20. Nice job. And now we need our 3 ones, right? So go ahead and draw your 3 ones dots. 1, 2, 3. Nice job. So again, now we're doing expanded form. So I'm going to write the expanded form of 23 underneath my 50 plus 4. So that way it's really easy for me to see how I can add down. So 23, we've got 2 tens is 20. So write 20 underneath the 50. And then 3 ones. And then go ahead and bring your plus sign down. Gotta have those plus signs so it makes sense. All right, now let's start with those ones. If I add 4 plus 7, what number do I get? Oh, I just said it. 4 plus 3 is 7. Nice job. I gave it away. 7. All right, let's count them together. I'm going to erase as we count so we make sure that we get the same answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice jobs. We did our ones. Now it's time to add the value of our tens here together. So 50 and 20 is what number, friends? Yeah, nice job. 50 and 20 is 70. What am I forgetting? Hold it up on your hands. We have to have our plus sign to show that 70 plus 7 gives us our number. And that's our total number of trees. We saw our sum. Okay, otherwise it looks confusing, right? It looks like a 3-digit number, 707. All right, so 70 and 7 gives us, what's our sum? We've got that expanded. Now we've got to bring it back in, retract it. What number? 77. Nice job. You guys are getting so good at this. Here again, here's our tens. We can see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. All right, now it's time to take our understanding of addition and subtraction to reverse it. So we're going to use expanded form and drawing out our picture models but we'll do the subtraction equations in our fact family. So I'm gonna erase. You're gonna get ready to write out our subtraction. So maybe you saw that you had your total number of tallies. So again, our total number of tallies was 77. Now we are going to take away 23, those red trees. So minus 23. Go ahead and write this in your paper at home. 77 minus 23. Okay, so this is our total number of trees we saw on our car ride to see the beautiful fall leaves. And 23 is how many of those red trees we saw. So we're trying to find the difference, which should give us the same number of golden trees. So let's go ahead and draw out our model for 77. How many 10s are in 77? You're nailing it, friends. 77 has 7 10s. Let's go ahead and draw those out. Ready? 1 10 rod is, so that's 10. 2, 20, 3, 30, 4, 40, 5, 50, 6, 60, one more, 7, 70. Nice job. All right, now I can go ahead and look at subtracting, right? No? What am I forgetting, friends? Looks kind of blank up here without, I think I heard a friend say, our ones. How many ones are in 77? Let me hear it. Nice job, 7 1s. So you can go ahead and draw your ones dots with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My marker's so squeaky. All right, so we've got our total number of trees right here. Now we are going to take away the number of red trees that we saw. Okay, so, and again, we're doing this in expanded form. So 10, here's our 10s here, and we've got 7 of them. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So we'll go ahead and write 70 plus our ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. And then write your minus sign because we are taking away. Again, we're going to break down 23 into 10s and 1s. How many 10s are in 23? Hold it up on your fingers. Ready? 2 10s. 23 has 2 10s. 2 10s is 10, 20. So we're breaking down our 23 into 10s. And then how many ones? Hold it up on your fingers. Let me see. 3 1s. Nice job. So we broke down 23 into 10s and 1s. So same thing. Now we're going to write this down here so you can see it very easy for our expanded form. So go ahead and write the same thing that I have here. Okay? So 70 plus 7 minus 20 plus 3. Okay? And we're going to start with our 1s and see what number we get. We're going to take away our 1s and take away our 10s. Okay? So our 1s was 3, right? So go ahead. I'm going to erase this here. We're going to take away those 1s. Ready? 1, 2, 3. How many 1s do I have left? Yup, 4 1s. Nice job. All right, now we've got to take away the 20. So I'm going to erase this here. You're going to help me count as I erase our 2 10s for 20. Ready? 10, 20. Nice job. So we took away our 10s and our 1s. We're 1s first, then our 10s. Let's count how many we have left. You see the 10s rods we have and our 4 1s here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Nice job. So go ahead and write that down. 70 minus 20 is 50. And we have to have that plus sign to show it's not 504, 50 plus 4. So 50 plus 4 is in that expanded form. Now we need to retract it. Okay, so what number is 50 plus 4? 50 in the tens, or 50 for the tens, the value of the tens, and the 4 ones. Gives us 54. Nice job. This is our total number of trees. Take away the red ones. These are the beautiful golden ones. And then we have to finish up our last fact, family equations. This is the second subtraction equation. So now this time, instead of taking away the 23 red, we're going to take away the 54 beautiful golden. Okay, so we're going to start again with our 7 tens and 7 ones, and 7 ones. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm back up to where I need to be, right? That's 77. And we're gonna go ahead and write it out in our expanded form. So 70 plus 7, and then write a minus sign, because this time we're taking away. All right, now I can see 54. And how do I break apart 54? Into tens and ones. Nice job. 54 has how many tens? Hold it up on your hand. 5 tens. Say it with me. 54 has 5 tens. And 5 tens is worth 50. And then how many ones in 54? Hold it up on your fingers. 4 ones. Nice job. All right, so we're going to take away, go ahead and write 50 plus 4. All right, let's take away those ones first. We're going to take away 4. You ready to help me? 1, 2, 3, 4. I took away those 4 ones. How many ones do I have left? Yep, 3 ones. You're absolutely right. Now it's time for me to take away those 5 tens, or that 50. You ready to help me? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Nice job. So we took this away here. How many do I have left? I see 1, 2 tens rods, which is 10, 20. Nice job. And the 3 ones that we already counted. And now I have to add my plus sign here. So 20 plus 3, right? Because we did 70 minus 50 is 20. 7 minus 4 is 3. I've got that expanded form. Now I got to bring it back together. 20 plus 3 is 23. Nice job, friends. Thank you so much for all your hard work. You're doing so great with this. I'm really proud of you. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.